If you want to see the performance of each lights in the real-world application, please keep watching. When I pitched the idea on my Instagram account of 3 lights comparison, one being the Diode Dynamics SS5 Pro, one being the Novsight CYBER1 6-inch light, and the other one being the Harbor Freight roadshock 6 LED light, Diode Dynamics told me that it's not a very comparable comparison because the lens pattern I chose out of the SS5 is the combo pattern, where the Harbor Freight or the Novsight seemingly to be the spot pattern. But are they right? In this video, I'm going to show you the difference of these 3 lights, both in terms of the lux measurement on my driveway, also the visualization of how they look, how they are different from each other on a field. As always, I'm going to show you unboxing of them first and then bring them outside. First, we have the Novsight CYBER1 6-inch LED light. When I first saw this light came out on the market, I was really interested in it because it seems to have a lot of light mode. For example, this one has 6 light modes. You can have the low beam only, high beam only, low and high, DRL, and the spotlight. And then of course you can have everything on at the same time. The total power consumption is 140 watt per light and around 16,100 lumens total. The light feels very hefty in hand. It weighs in about 6.5 to 7 pounds per light, which is very heavy compared to the other 2 contenders. And it's got 5 pins, which 1 for negative and 4 others to switch around the modes. You can definitely feel the build quality of the light and the hardware are top notch. Here is the Diode Dynamics SS5 Pro. All 9 LED chips can only be turned on all at once, so there's no different light mode. However, there's a backlight RGB mode, which you can toggle between all different kind of colors, which is very cool for these lights. The light pattern I got is the combo, which has the driving pattern in the middle, which is a little bit less spotty than their spot pattern, and then it's got 2 rows of flood on top and bottom. The build quality of the Diode Dynamics is always solid. I've had a pair of their SS3 Pro fog light for years and they running still with no problems. I have already done an open box video of the Harbor Freight, so if you're interested in those open box clips, please check out my other reviews of the Harbor Freight lights. I'm here to use my driveway and garage door to show you the light output pattern and the lux output of the lights. It's around 10 meters or 40 feet away from the garage door.
Harbor Freight high beam 6931.
Here is a Diode Dynamics SS5 Pro. As you see here, it's in the combo pattern. The entire garage door is much brighter illuminated compared to the Harbor Freight, with the wider hotspot. However, the hotspot may not be as bright in terms of lux, but it was very pleasing to the eyes. Here we got the Novsight CYBER1 6-inch in spot beam, which is the highest intensity one tested. As you see here, there's a clear cutoff for the center hotspot, and the lux reading is 10,000. Now I'm turning on both the low and high beam of the Novsight CYBER1 series light. They're both emitted from the center portion of the LED lens, which have a very clear cutoff like a fog light kind of. They're kind of stacked together, and the total intensity is 375 lux. I have stacked the highest output setup from each light here. As you see, the Harbor Freight 6931 lux has the warmer temperature compared to the other 2. Also, the Novsight's 10,000 lux is all focused in the middle where that hotspot is. Diode Dynamics has the lowest lux reading, however, it seems to have the most even spread on the garage door. So was Diode Dynamics right in terms of suggesting me to use the spot beam instead of the combo? Just by looking at the lux numbers, I believe with a spot beam pattern of the Diode Dynamics, it will come very close to Harbor Freight or even Novsight. So I did end up purchasing another SS5 Pro in spot pattern. just to see how different the spot beam pattern is versus their combo pattern, and also whether it's as good as Harbor Freight or Novsight out on the field in the real world application. I'm labeling the exact light mode you see on the screen on the top right corner so that you know which light is on at the moment. In order to have a baseline comparison, I'm showing you here the Tacoma stock LED low and high beam and also the Diode Dynamics SS5 Pro fog light. Harbor Freight roadshock 6 LED light. One of the distinct features for this light is that it has a super wide light pattern right in front of the vehicle, almost goes 90 degrees sideways. It truly has one of the widest light pattern I've ever tested, especially against the Baja Designs LP6 lights, which also features the sight shooting function. However, the Harbor Freight light still beats it in terms of the width of the light output. Here we have the Diode Dynamics SS5 Pro combo pattern. As you see here, the total width of the light output is not as wide as a Harbor Freight. However, the center beam is very wide. It's wider than the Harbor Freight's spot beam in the center, although it's not reaching as far of a distance compared to the Harbor Freight. Now enter the Diode Dynamics spot pattern, SS5 Pro. I'm truly amazed by the output of this spot pattern. It normally for a spotty lens or spotty light, the width of the spot beam is not as wide as this one. As you see here, the entire beam width is almost as wide as the truck itself, which is very impressive. However, it's still lacking the total width of the beam, which can be complemented by the stock low beam or other SS5 lights, such as the combo pattern. Now we have the Novsight. It has high beam, low beam, spot pattern, and also the DRL. I didn't wire up the DRL because it wouldn't even show on the camera due to the lower intensity of the nature. The higher lux measured on the spot beam for the Novsight actually shows it's very good at distance. Here on the tree lines about 300 to 400 yards away, it's very brightly illuminated. Both the low and high beam of the Novsight has great cutoff, however they're not bright enough to be able to use off-road for my need. But they can make a good DRL or fog light due to the nature of them being pointed down and good cutoff so they don't blind oncoming traffic. Now let's flash back and forth between each pair of light so that you have a better understanding of how they're different with each other. Diode Dynamics combo versus Novsight. Diode Dynamics combo pattern versus spot pattern. Novsight versus Diode Dynamics spot pattern. Here is a top-down aerial view of each light compared against each other. As you see here, Novsight has the clearest spot beam. However, it's a little narrower compared to the Diode Dynamics spot beam all the way to the right. Harbor Freight has the widest overall beam pattern, and then the Diode Dynamics combo has the brightest light output right in front of the vehicle. As you see the overexposed grass area, however it's lacking the spot beam pattern. And here I flew the drone to the rear left side of the vehicle so that you have another perspective of how each light looks. Please feel free to pause the video so that you can nerd out on the pictures. So after experiencing these lights back to back, I realized that there is not a perfect light on the market that's suitable for every needs of yours. I believe the Harbor Freight is the best if you're looking for the maximum width, almost 90 degrees sideways in front of your vehicle. However, the most spotty one would be either the Novsight or the Diode Dynamics spot lens pattern. The Diode Dynamics spot lens give you a much wider spot beam. However, compared to the Novsight, it's lacking a little bit of the peripheral side illumination. And with the Diode Dynamics combo pattern, I believe it does a very good job illuminating the areas in front of the vehicle. However, it's lacking that reach in the center beam from that lens in the middle. So I believe if you pair a Diode Dynamics combo pattern together with their spot, in my opinion, it will be exactly what I wanted, especially with their backlight selection. I kind of wanted to geek out on selecting different kind of colors, you know, green and red for Christmas, orange amber for Halloween theme, and, you know, blue, red, and white for, you know, Independence Day, etc. So it's just that a little bit of an icing on the cake for the Diode Dynamics for me. Alright, that's it for the comparison. Please like and subscribe. If you like what you see here, feel free to check out the description for links for the products. Thank you and have a good one.